Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Rob with another word of the day. I'm super excited to share with you guys what the saith the Lord. The top of this word of the day today is called I'll be moving on. The reading will be from the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verses 15 through 25. I am going to focus on one scripture though and give you guys a background story as I always do. And I pray that the word blesses you as it has already tremendously blessed me. The scripture will be Exodus 14 and just only 15 verse, and it reads this. It says, "Then the Lord said to Moses, 'Why are you crying out to me? Move on.'" I'm going to say it again. "Then the Lord said to Moses, 'Why are you crying out to me? Move on.'" So in this scripture, Moses is literally leading the children of Israel out of the captivity of Egypt. The Lord has heard their cry, and the Lord has put Moses in his proxy as an advocate to bring the people of Israel out of the land that is not beneficial to them, to their demise, right? And they are being led by Moses by the instructions of God to go after their promise, to go towards their promised land. But as they're in midway on the journey of going towards their promised land, as they're literally walking the right direction, as they're going forward to the right direction, they notice that the Egyptians are on their heels, basically following after them in hot pursuit to go after them, to get them back, to come back to the place of Egypt, right? So they can basically have the Israelites serve them and be of benefit to them and still treat them in a poor way, right? And the Israelites notice that they're coming, and not only they notice that they're coming, they seeing that the Egyptians have pulled out all the stops. They basically have their horses, they have their chariots, they have a full army backing them up, and they're literally in hot pursuit. They're going after them like full throttle, right? And so when the Israelites see this, they notice this and they start to panic because they see that these Egyptians are going after them, although they're on their way heading towards what they believe God is moving them to go towards. They're going, they're following the instructions that God is telling them to do as far as removing themselves and separating themselves from the Egyptians, but they see the Egyptians are in hot pursuit with all that comes with them, right? And they begin to panic, and then Moses tells them to be still, because even though you see them today, you won't see them no more. But even after he said that to the Israelites, he inquired about the Lord, and the Lord said, "Why are you crying out to me? Why are you inquiring of me? Why are you trying to see what I'm doing about the situation? Or why are you trying to check me about the situation? Move on." And so what God was showing me this is, even though in this perspective, the Egyptians are pulling out all the stops just to get the Israelites to come back and basically service them and come back and to basically be their ragamuffin, pretty much be some people that they walk all over, that they basically demand and control. They do this by trying to go after them by pulling all the stops. And they basically coming out there, not only with Pharaoh's not coming out there just himself, he's coming with his whole army, he's coming with his horses, he's coming with chariots, and even chariots also carry goods as well. So he's coming with all these things to support support his movement to go and try to bring Israel back from which they came from. And the Israelites are seeing these Egyptians coming after them with hot pursuit and bringing everything that looks like they're basically can have the power to bring them back. And Moses, inquires to the Lord, and the Lord said, "Why are you crying out to me? Move on." And I don't know if this is for today, but many of us are on a journey where God has now removed us out of something that was not good or beneficial to us. And he's put us on the path to go after that which he has for us, right? And the moment we get on that path, we ask ourselves, "God, the moment I do what you ask me to do, the moment I'm getting on the space where you asked me to get on, the moment I get on the road that you asked me to go to towards the destination that you promised me, the destination you want me to go to, why am I seeing something that's pursuing me that's based off the past? Why am I seeing something that's pursuing me that's based off that gives me trauma of what I went through before? Why I'm seeing this thing on my heels, but you told me to go forward?" And they begin to panic, and we begin to panic as believers, going after what God told us to go after, although we're in hot pursuit of something that's trying to come after us. And the Lord's countenance, instead of him trying to pat you on the back and tell you everything's gonna be okay, he says to you, like he says to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me? Move on." You need to understand that the reason why the Egyptians are coming after you, the reason why your past is trying to come after you, the reason why the thing that was once oppressing you is trying to come after you is, first of all, you are a benefit to them, but they're no benefit to you. So a lot of times, even when it comes to relationships, for somebody who probably could be in a poor relationship, just because someone is pursuing you and stopping with all the stops does not mean they're coming after you for your benefit or trying to come after you to do right by you. They remember the service that you've given them. They remember how much you basically served them, how much they had control over you, how much you rode for them, how much you've done everything that they inquired of you to do for them. That's the reason why they're going after you. Sometimes they have to pull all the stops to try to get you to will yourself back in. So that's another flip side of this concept. Although in the scripture speaking about how they literally try to go after them, the Israelites knew that they were coming after them for their demise. Sometimes, the enemy and the things from your past try to come after you. And you could also think it's a good thing because they're coming after you and they're pulling out all the stops. They still could show the same analogy of them trying to come after you by pulling out all the stops, bringing all their stuff that support what they trying to come after you to do to bring you back. But you got to understand that even though they're pulling out all the stops, God told you to still move on. Because what I have for you is requiring you to be on ongoing, moving on movement. You need to move on. You need to move on. You don't need to worry about what's going on with Egyptians. You have to worry about what's going on with your space of Egypt. You have to worry about what's been pursuing you. You have to worry about what's in hot pursuit of you because you already know what that comes with. And for some of you who are afraid where you don't want to go back, you need to understand that God's telling you don't worry about it. Move on because I'm already creating a separation where I already put you on the journey of going towards where you need to go. You don't need to focus on them in the past. You need to focus on them that's on hot pursuit, that's on your heels, that's trying to come after you. Your job is to move on. And the Lord calls them to move on as he himself is leading them to where they need to be. But this is another thing that really showed me, blessed me in this particular passage as well. Because even when God had told Moses to say, why are you crying out to me, move on? Later in that message, the same angel of God that was following in the front of the Israelites that was leading them to their promised land, he then removed himself. At a certain point of the journey, the Lord removed himself from the front of the Israelites and got behind them. So when something is not in front of you and it's behind you, you cannot see them. And some of you guys, you think that because the Lord removed himself from the front of you, once you got to a certain part of the journey, because you don't see him, you think that he's not a part of what he asked you to do as far as moving on. But I need you to understand that the Lord only removed himself from the front of you because he already got you positioned where you need to be to go on the journey you need to go. Because this road, now that you got to a certain point, this road puts you in place to where all you can do is go to that narrow road of going to your promise. So I don't need to be in front of you anymore. Some of you guys are getting lost because you cannot see him. But the reality is he got you to a certain point and then now he's behind you. And when the Lord, the angel of God, got behind the Israelites, he was in between the army of the Israelites and the army of the Egyptians. And sometimes when you look back, it looks like because everything looks great with the Egyptians, you may think the Lord is backing the Egyptians. Well, really, he's backing you. He's behind you. And though he's in front of them, he's behind you. And he's behind you moving on. I don't know what this is for today. But stop being worried about the Egyptians that are trying to come after you, because what you see today, you would not see no more. And the Lord wanted to make sure that he got you to a certain point to go on the journey of moving on to where now you don't need to see him. It's almost like a GPS. The GPS is going to keep talking to you as long as you go on the road I asked you to go on. You're worried about why Siri, our God, why Siri is not letting you know, move left, move right, do this. You're not seeing the efforts of Siri in front of you, and you're not hearing Siri in front of you because you're already where you need to be. I don't need to speak to you anymore. You're already where I need you to be. But I am backing you because you're on the road that I told you to go to when it comes to you moving on. And although it looks like when you look back to the things that's trying to come in hot pursuit of you, and it looks like they got all the things to come against you, all the things to take you out, all the things to destroy you, all the things to enforce you to go back to that place. God had built a wedge in between the two of you by backing you and being in front of them. Don't underestimate why God is, even though God may be looking like he's positioned in front of your enemies, that means that he's not backing you, because he is. Your job is not to cry out to him. Your job is to move on. God bless you. Have a great, great day. Move on. Go in that direction. It doesn't matter what the Egyptians are trying to do. It doesn't matter how much they're trying to pursue you. It doesn't matter when they come with all the stops. And even then, I do want to make a disclaimer too. It wasn't until a certain part of their journey when it got so deep into where God told them to be, where then the Egyptians followed them long enough, but they followed them to the point where the seed that you were traveling that was on dry ground for you swallowed the Egyptians up entirely to where they could not go beyond that point to follow you to you moving on to your promise. Move on, move about, stop crying out to me, move on. The Egyptians today you would not see anymore. God bless you. Have a great, great day.